First time on Twitch in a long time. Check.
I can't find my mute button. All my controls went away.
Check 1, check 2, check. Thank you, Mediopolis.
I have no regrets. You have nothing to fear. That would be your first. Your last.
First time we've been on Twitch in a while.
Everything that you need. Yeah. Tonight. You're gonna get it tonight. Yeah. Let's talk.
Check, check, check.
Mic check, mic check.
What's up, Cat?
What's up? I have to make my call. That's why I'm late. You guys do. Oh my god, really? So pretty.
It's so hot.
You make me hot.
Sweating. I'm dying.
Oh my god, girl, you make me hot. you look so good. Oh my god. I wish it wasn't hot outside. Here it's very cold. Very cold and rainy and moist. Very. Oh. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
I'm okay.
You're not live, right? We can still.
No.
Okay.
Not yet, but soon.
Okay. Yeah, we can still talk.
So much to give you. I'll be your first, your last.
Yeah.
I don't
I
care.
had to find something to set it on.
I don't care
not
what they
stable.
say.
Oh, that's not. That's
More
not good.
stable now.
If you lower it just a tad bit, we're gonna have
Yeah.
double the viewers. Yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of viewers today.
Talk. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Stay hydrated. Definitely. Marc. Oh. Oh no, we're live.
Hey, baby. Let me stay.
Is that reset? No.
I don't care what friends say.
Alright. There we go.
They can't compete
Got everybody.
with this bit of talk.
Okay, we got everybody. I think we're broadcasting clear.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Let's start the show. Facebook
Give it
and
to me.
IG are not helping. So we're trying Twitch today.
Let's get together. Right now. Hey, baby, let me stay. I don't care what your friends are about to say. Hey, what your friends all say is fine, but you can't compete with this pillow talk of mine. This pillow talk of mine.
Is this the first time I'm actually looking at the chat?
I'm pleading
This
to
is
you.
crazy. All right, hang on, guys, because here we go. Let's get this show started.
You got me begging, boy, I'm down on my knees. What your friends all say is fine.
Okay, guys, let's get this show started. What's up, everybody? I see everybody. Minneapolis, I see you. Link by art. What's up? What's up, Sketch?
To give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna feel one night.
What's up, Will?
That's all I wanna do.
Finally got rid of Facebook, huh? Good for you. Welcome to X.
Baby,
Guys, don't forget, there's a chat. Say hello in the chat. To the community, say hello in the chat. Catalina's already on it.
midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So baby,
There we go. Riri's in the
if
chat.
you've got that feeling,
Cat's in
you know
the
I
chat.
wanna give you that midnight healing.
Willie's
I
in the
just
chat.
wanna make love
What
to
is
you
going on?
all
The
night
Facebook people
long.
are coming here. They found us.
Midnight healing.
Facebook. IG streams are down right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm
So we're going to push forward. All right. Hang on. Let me get myself situated. Let me do one last check on IG. Nope. IG servers are down. Facebook servers are down. Yep, look at that. All right. So what's up, Twitch? This is the first time where I forgot all about you, Twitch. So what's up out there? We've been rolling a. We've been Hang on, let me shut all the audio off. I'm not used to having X chat open. I'm used to running this off of Facebook chat. I'm not used to having Twitch, so I'm not used to seeing all these comments. All you new guys over here, and Willie has even made it over here to X. Welcome to X, Will. I don't know what took you so long, man. This is the platform of truth. So, all right, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the Hour of Power. Still recording. We had a little problem this morning with streaming to Facebook and IG. So, decided to try something a little different. Decided to go with a Twitch stream instead. So we're streaming to Twitch, X, and YouTube. Just we're not gonna make it on Facebook and IG this time, which is okay. I'm gonna miss IG a little, but recording the vertical, so we'll be able to push that out later. Welcome to Wednesdays, which is a community show. You guys know how this works. These community shows are a spotlight on a community. It's a collab with the Linked by Art, Linked by Love 06 Super Community Gallery, where you guys saw that in the beginning of the show. The community that we're featuring today is the 2D community. We're about to bring them up. We're going to display, we're going to have a little brief talk with the community leader. And then we're going to display their 6 works of art. I think, yeah, right? Seven works of art. We have 7 works of art, 7 artists. We're going to bring them up one at a time. Some of them are not here, so we'll have to speak for some of them. And you guys know how these community shows work. So I don't want to waste that much more time. But I just want to let you know that there's a lot of technical complications this morning and way out of my control. So not something I didn't want to stop the show and I didn't want to reschedule it. We promoted it. It's just unfortunate we can't get it out to Facebook or IG. But that's all right because we know everybody watches on X anyway. So on that note, I'm going to bring up our community leader, Reset, who is the community leader and community creator of the 2D community. Give me 1 second to bring her up. All right, we got that. We got that. And we got double screen. Okay, good. This is how we're gonna run it. All right, we're recording everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Reset. You out there?
I am. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Welcome to the wonderful world of live streaming, where you never know what's gonna happen from 1 minute to the next. However, it's not the first time we've ever had technical difficulties in 8 years on this show, so we're pushing through. You still have your X family out there. They seem very active in the box. Hello, everybody. I actually have the chat open. 2D, Reset, 2D community. Welcome to the Hour of Power.
Thank you. Love to be here.
Okay, so Reset, question. Maybe you can do a brief introduction to you and your community. Why don't we start there?
Okay. Hi. Reset. I'm an artist. I'm currently based in Australia. The T2D community. So we started that sort of around 21, 22. And the reason that it was started was, so 2D stands for two-dimensional art. So if you think back to 21, 22, the landscape was different to what it is now. We had a lot of 3D art that was very fashionable back then. And a lot of the photographers had this really strong community around them. And I was seeing that, and a lot of the 2D artists didn't have that. And I kept thinking, well, why we're not represented? We have nowhere to go. And so the 2D community sort of sprung out of that. And it kind of flowed from, there's a community, the NFT Goddesses. It really flowed out of that. So it was very much a women's group to start with. That's who a lot of the initial members were. And we formed, and it was just about supporting each other, getting a spotlight on what we called 2D art back then. It kind of seems maybe like not a name that represents us now, but I've kept it for sentimental reasons, because back then we really weren't very represented. And we didn't have such a big community. So I was kind of envious of how the photographers supported each other. And I wanted that for other artists as well, if that makes sense.
So, Reset, just to clarify, right? 2D, I'm imagining at that point in time you're referring to necessarily physical arts or photography in the space that took place. Is that correct? Do I have that?
So not photography.
No.
At the time, it wasn't because the photographers were so present and had this huge community. If you like, they were the community to have back then, and still now they've got an amazing community. I think it's amazing how they support each other, and that's what I wanted to sort of emulate as well a little bit. But so 2D was painting, collage. AI wasn't as big back then, so we didn't really have, it seems like forever ago, AI wasn't such a big thing back then. So it was painting, digital painting, physical painting, anything that was like collage, anything like that. It was those sort of artists to start with. It's completely changed. That was the landscape back then. We now have photographers, collage, AI, because I know some people who were AI artists like, oh, that's 2D. Are we going to be welcome? And we welcome anyone now. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. We're an open community, you know, open everyone with open arms. And it's just literally still about supporting artists. That was the ethos we started with. That's the ethos that's been carried through.
Okay. Reset. You've seen a lot, right? So now here. So this is interesting, right? You mentioned 2020, 2021 is kind of when you got into the space. What brought you to the space, right? As a community, I mean, I'm sure you didn't come to the space thinking you were going to be a community leader, or maybe you did. Were you already in the space? Were you already doing NFT art? How were you introduced to like the NFT world and the NFT space?
So I came 2021. I think Kat is our Kat is OG from 2020. Whoop whoop whoop, Kat. She's probably like OG artist from then. I think Riri's been in the space longer as well. I came 2021, and no, I had, you know what, I had no clue. I jumped in sort of head first. I didn't know a single person in the space. I didn't use social media. I absolutely hate social media. So I didn't know what do I keep?
I'm still here. Keep going. I'm listening.
Okay, so I didn't know what I was doing, and I kept. I just figured it out as I went along. And no, community leader sounds a bit. I still do believe in the ethos of decentralization. So we are a community where we just try to support each other, I guess. I find community leader and founder a slightly, I have a bit, maybe issues with those sort of terms because they sound like you have more power than you do, if that makes sense.
So, question, Reset, right? You wandered into the NFT area. What was so for me, right, it was Beeple's big sale. That was kind of what like grabbed my attention. What grabbed your attention that kind of directed you? But then you saw the need for a community, right? And not everybody jumps into the community leadership role. And you've seen a lot of change. And not only that, but you made it through the bear market, which not a lot of people can say they have. You know, back then in 2020, when things were selling left and right, at 2021, and then, you know, everybody was making big sales. I think it was easier to be a part of this movement back then. But then things kind of got dry. Things kind of got a little more quieter. We went into a bear market. Art became a little bit harder to sell. A lot of artists disappeared. I was just kind of curious, what did you, from the time period, right? What changes have you seen through that time period from when you first was introduced to the space, and then from there you created the community, you saw a need for a community, and then what are the changes that you've seen over time? And now here we are, you know, kind of looking at the bear market come into play again. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the community because you know what, you're right. There was such the WAGMI movement and the euphoria and the support, and everyone loved each other, you know, and people would make those videos. I'm literally shaking. Oh, gosh, I miss those videos. The bear market was hard. So many people, so many friends left, so many amazing artists left. And it felt, especially through the bear, keeping the support going for people seemed hard. People wanted to almost go inside themselves and not talk to each other. And I actually thought that was even more important to keep I guess, the community and the support going, because that's when artists needed a community more. In Euphoria, it's easy to support each other, right? Like, high five,
Right,
we've made a
right.
sale. That is so easy to do. Who cares, right? It's when things are tough, who's there? Who's going to be there to go, come on, guys, we can do this. Let's put on an exhibition. Okay, this is so, there were some issues coming up that especially a lot of the women in the group at times found problematic, like the Roe versus Wade thing in America that happened. There was a lot of outcry about that, and we did a exhibition. We called it Censorship, and it was very much in response to that. Some people in the group didn't want to be part of it. That was fine. It's very much about you do you. We support you no matter what. And I think the bear market just showed that it's okay to leave. You don't force people to stay. And the people that stay, who's going to be there to provide that support? Who's going to be there to shout you on when you are literally down on your knees and you don't want to carry on? And I think that is one of the key aspects of the bear, not the bee. I'm renaming the bear. And the key aspects of a community, like, because you know what, it's so easy to jump around when things are good, not so easy when things are bad, right?
Yeah, you ain't kidding. It says you saw it was like feast or famine in this place.
Yes.
Spaces went from like 200, 300 people down to like 40 people. A lot of people were upset about lacking in sales. And a lot of artists you saw kind of dip out. There were project PFP leaders that kind of disappeared. The place, started emptying out because there wasn't that much action. There wasn't that much money movement taking place. And then a lot of this seemed to favor the more popular artists, right? The ones that were seeing the majority of sales. So you're in a bear market. And like you said, it's easier to run a community when things are hot, right? That's the easy part. When things are bare and people are splitting, you have to find unique and creative ways to keep your community alive, right? And so through those times when, people probably, things were looking a little quiet, and especially for artists, when things get quiet, I mean, I know over the course of a year, I know when the quiet times are: December, January, holidays, people paying bills. Things get quiet. It's just August, July, August, the vacation period time of summer. Things get quiet on the internet. And if you're not aware of these things, you could get very depressed as an artist, of someone who's depending to make a living off their art in these spaces, because you're not realizing, you're just saying to yourself, well, why isn't anyone paying attention? Or why isn't there any action? Or what is it me, right? And artists start to focus on themselves as being the problem, rather than realizing that it's the movement of just the way things work on the internet. Less people, less traffic. You as a community leader probably had to get pretty creative to keep your community alive. I was just wondering what maybe over the course of that time period, what were some of the things that you did to keep your community alive? Did you have community events? I mean, how did you keep the energy alive and the energy up and keep people positive?
I tell you what, there were times when, to be honest, we didn't keep the energy up, and you had periods where people felt very, very low. And I think that's important, to let people feel low and actually talk about it, and let people have a moan, let it out, and say, okay, like you said, it's not just you. Other people are going through it, because I know some people, or some chats or communities are like, okay, we only need positivity, and I think toxic positivity is really quite detrimental, especially in this space. So it was very much about letting people feel the pain, the pain of the bear, and the sadness of other people leaving because they had to go and make a living outside of this space because bills were coming in, and sales were not. But one of the beautiful things that we can do in this space is put on community exhibitions or do shows like this or do spaces. And that is one of the key things that helps people come together. So we did a few exhibitions, and I absolutely love On Cyber, and they were always really great because they would retweet us, so we would get the work out there, and they were quite big exhibitions with like 40, 50 artists involved, and shine light on people, and that helped just bring some of the morale up for people. Or, you know, we'd hold a space, and people would come and shout. And one of the things that really happened, especially in the bear, and with the changing face of art, was extended the community not just to be to 2D. So the community has other people involved, like photographers, you know, multimedia artists, AI, AR, all of that. So it's very much about open door policy. And we are really lucky because the people involved are just lovely. Like, I know it sounds like, oh yes, we have a good, but it is, there's just really nice people involved. So that's been the easy part.
Reset. Maybe you could talk about some of the things that your community has done in the past 2 or 3 years since you started. Maybe talk about some of the events that you had. I noticed that you also sent me a link to a I believe it was it's a gallery if I saw it correctly, which we're gonna bring on later in the show because time is really moving, right? So I told you half an hour moves pretty quickly, but maybe you can talk about some of the stuff that your community has done for your community during the time period of building.
Sure, I'll do that quickly because I don't want to take up anyone else's time as well. Sure. So there's a few On Cyber shows, and I did use On Cyber mostly because I love that team. I love what they've built, and how supportive they are. And they've been around for ages. So we did, like I said, I think one of the ones that I am really proud of was the censorship gallery in response to Roe versus Wade, because a lot of people felt like their voices weren't being heard. And I think art is very much about a disruptive movement, and it can be political if it wants to be. So a lot of women took part in that and used art as a way to show that they did not agree with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And then we've had a gallery of freedom that was in response to, I can't remember, there was something else going on as well. So we wanted to show that we believed in freedom as well. So we did that. So there's been about 3 or 4 big showings. In some of them, we also had big spaces and people would get sales during the spaces. You know, in the more affluent times, it was crazy. You would have a huge space, you would have a big exhibition, and people would be selling their work left, right, and center in those spaces. So, yeah, that was all fun.
Okay. What else do I want to ask in our last few minutes? How do you, the community leader, right? Is this the only thing you do, or is there stuff going on in IRL as well? And if there is, and I believe that you also have a family life as well, being a community leader, maybe you could talk about some of the challenges, right, of juggling, because you're not just an artist, right? A lot of times artists come into the space, they have their art, they pitch their art, they sell their art, they're out. You took on kind of a different role. You know, you took kind of a supportive leadership community role, which probably incorporates a little bit more of your time. Maybe you could talk about some of the challenges that you had to face during this time period, or, you know, being a community leader.
Well, I think it's just, you know, when you have something huge happening that can go into your time, it's trying to find I guess, balance. And I will be quite honest, I'm not very good at finding balance. There will be times where Web3 completely takes over and you're just doing crazy hours. And then other times where you're sort of feeling a bit maybe burnt out and you can't focus as much on Web3. So the challenge is finding that balance. Whoever has it, please show us all how to do it, because I'm not great at it. I will admit that. But yeah, I mean, I'm a social worker by nature, so community capacity building is something I'm really passionate about, and I don't see myself necessarily as the manager or whatever. It's about providing the tools and enabling other people to shine as well along. So I wouldn't take all the credit. You know, we are a group of people together trying to shine all together. That's how I would see it.
Okay. All right. So, Reset. I know that you're coming back on as an artist. We're pretty close to our first bringing up our first artist artwork, which is I believe Snekatoshi. And I don't want to jam up the times. I want to try and stay on point. I know Catalina is coming up to speak about Snake's work of art, but I know you're coming back as an artist, and then at the end of the show, you're going to come back, and we're going to just let people know how to contact you, how to find you, how to join, any requirements, things of that nature. I'd love to show some of those galleries that you sent the links to. But I appreciate you spending a half an hour with us, and half an hour moves pretty quickly. Reset.
It does. Thank you very much. And yeah, we have got Snake coming up, and just to shout out, I mean, all the artists are amazing, and Snake is one of the biggest community builders, I think, in this space, and has helped so many artists. So I know he can't be here, but a big shout out to him and all the things that he does in this space. So yeah, I will chat to you later.
All right, Reset. Yeah, Snake is a very generous person. He's been on HOP before. If you guys get a chance, we could link the show so you could learn a little bit more about him. A very generous person when it comes to collecting art, supporting people in the community. I know that we have a piece of, hang on, let me move back here. We have a piece of artwork that was featured in the 2D Super Community Gallery, linked by Love, linked by Art. We have Kat with us. Kat is going to speak about his work of art. So let me make sure I got everything set up and good to go. I'm going to move around the screens. Snake didn't have the ability to make it here today. So we're going to bring up his art. We're going to bring up his page. We're going to talk about his art. We're going to have Catalina come on and speak about his art and about this piece. And let's see if we got her out there. Catalina, you out there?
Oh yes, I am.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up,
Jam
Kat?
Jam. What's up? I just I tried to unmute myself by clicking the icon that doesn't actually work. It's only visual. So yeah, I'm kind of tired, but I'm very excited as well. A little sleep deprived, a little drunk, because my brother has a birthday today. So happy birthday to my dear brother.
Well, happy birthday to your brother, Kat.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And see how many things, many events now happening today. So how are you doing, Mark? Welcome to this stream. I'm so happy. I love saying that. Hope everyone has a wonderful time.
You know, Kat, I always try to explain to people about live streaming. You're a big live streamer.
Yes.
I'm gonna set up these. Hang on one second.
I just followed you on Twitch, but I have no idea how to host you. I should be able to host you. I just don't know how to do that.
I have not been on Twitch in 3 years. Believe it. Oh, I see you.
I
What's
found
up, Kat?
you, but I found you.
Twitch has just been sitting over there, not doing much. Hang on, let's bring up Snake's page here. Snekatoshi, where are you? All right, we're gonna bring up his page. We're gonna bring up his work of art next to us. I try to explain to people every time you go live, there's a new surprise that takes place, especially when it comes with lives. And today, I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, Facebook and IG is giving me issues. And I'm saying to myself, what about Twitch? I've always forgot about Twitch, and Twitch is just sitting over there nice and quiet. So let's get on Twitch. Mediopolis is the first person in the box saying hello to me, and and now I forgot you were on Twitch as well, Kat. But
Yes.
let's not waste too much time. I have Snekatoshi's work of art, that his art called Linked by Love. The
Yes.
exhibit is actually Linked by Love, in which he took place with the super community linked by art community. And I know you're here to speak about him, so why don't you take it from here, Kat?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think I'm gonna start with a little introduction about him. I know that many people know him, many people admire and respect him, but for the new faces and the new people in the stream, I would like to show a little bit of introduction about him. Matt Nekitoshi Stamper, a name that has become synonymous with innovation and support in the Web3 space. Who is he? His journey began in 2021 as a crypto trader, and over time, he evolved into a passionate art collector and creator, leveraging AI to bring his vision to life. While many know him to his contributions as a collector, his artistic pursuits are deeply personal, a hobby where he expresses his authentic self and share his passion without the constraints of a business model. Art and AI has allowed him to tell stories and connect with people on a profound emotional level, even though he himself admitted that he doesn't have the traditional artistic skill set. It's about creating something meaningful rather than commercial success. As a collector, he views art as a luxury, valuing its emotional resonance over its financial trajectory. Beyond his art, he is committed to extremely building and supporting the Web3 community. And when I say extremely, I'm emphasizing extremely with capital letters. His website serves as a hub for his projects, exhibitions, and collaborations, including his personal club, his foundation world, and impressive galleries showcasing many talented artists. Recurring themes in his work include snakes and butterflies, symbols that resonate deeply with him. More than an individual, he strives to represent a well branded organization that uplifts the creative Web3 ecosystem.
Awesome. We have this work of art here, Linked by Love. That
Yes, I love that piece. It's one of my favorite pieces that I've seen so far.
so interesting, Kat, because I know that you are a digital artist, right? I always see you on lives, painting away, drawing away, and so I feel like this piece that he submitted that was accepted kind of has your, I don't know,
My feel,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
my
right, right.
signature, absolutely. And maybe that's why I resonate so deeply with it. So this piece is actually the same name as the theme for that super community six that happened back this August this year. It was actually minted on Tezos and sold as well. And it's a very emotional, and I deeply connect with it because it shows this blissful expression of the character that many of us seek, but few of us find these days due to how hard and tough the world has become. But it's the whole piece is inspired by universal and profound connections that bind us, and this is maybe the main thing that binds us is love. And it captures the essence of shared experiences, emotions, and is made using AI and translate these intangible feelings into a really striking word. I'm losing my words because I'm so emotional. This piece is really speaking to me when I see it. And the colors, it's not entirely red because you know how red color usually has more than one meaning. It can represent fire, but it can also represent love and passion. So he chose the right colors, the right composition. I'm a big fan of portraits, and this piece is just perfect for me. I'm I did not know that it was for sale back in the days, but probably would have bid on it.
Kat, I mean, you've been on the show enough. You've been part of the show enough. You've been on a few, I think a few, super,
This is my third one.
right,
Uh,
right.
Second super community, but third one on your show in general.
Okay,
So
so we've have featured you, Kat, and then
yes,
you this is your second community show, and so a lot of times, it's I don't believe in coincidences, and here you are speaking for him, and I feel like his art is almost such a representation of your art. And so I'm just looking at this piece and I'm saying to myself, I kind of feel like it's, hearts connected, almost like hearts connected through the universe, feelings connected through the universe. It's got the space feel going on, the stars behind it, almost like the face is coming from a dust cloud. It has that warmth to it, right? That warmth of
yes,
love to this piece, and that's just that's me looking at it from a person who doesn't have any experience. The way you have experience when it comes to creating art. Do you have the same? Does it give you the same feelings? I mean, what are you picking up from this piece?
absolutely. And something that what is the word I see when I look at a piece? He is focusing on love as a general term, not just loving someone, but even self love, not just loving a loved one, a partner, but the piece is also representing self love. The abundance of self love and respect and the bliss, it just being happy in that moment and focusing on that moment, like the frame of time and the amount of just a blissful expression and just relaxation, because one of the things that is missing right now, we are missing this self-love, self-respect, with also the feeling of being enough is also what this piece is speaking to me. And I love it because it's we're not just linked by art, we're linked by love, and we're linked by all of this universal experience that we call love.
Certainly, the right piece for the right exhibition. I mean, not much. I don't think there's much explanation here. He has Linked by Love, which is the name of the exhibition. Linked by Art Super Community '06, Linked by Love exhibit. Hearts Connected was his description for this. And
Yes.
so, yeah, what an awesome piece. So happy to that have you speak about this piece, because I can't, you just knowing your art, I feel like you are the person to speak about this piece. So I don't believe in coincidences. Everything worked out perfect.
No, the universe knows the best and it's always delivering.
And
So it did.
watching you yesterday and picking your different strokes and your brushes and watching you paint and the way that you were just creating all of the textures. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, I couldn't have been a better person speaking about this piece of art. So, Matt would be proud, and
I really hope so. I really hope so. And I just wanted to mention that it doesn't matter what medium is used. The story, the emotion is there, and it's connecting us. And I'm so proud and honored to be showcasing him today. I hope he watches the stream someday, and I hope he is satisfied. I really hope I didn't mess up anything.
no, I think you were perfect, Kat. I think everything was perfect. I'm going to take a couple minutes just to make sure everybody knows how to reach Matt. I appreciate you taking the time and
Oh,
speaking about this
yeah,
piece. Go ahead, go ahead,
absolutely.
go ahead.
About the links, that, how to reach him. He used to be mainly focused on Twitter, but he also has a link to his website, which is the hub, and also kind of a record of all of his events, exhibitions, curations, collaborations, everything that he has done. He even, as far as I know, he still has an open collaboration. So this is the link to the main website. He also has a link tree where you can see all of the different galleries that he has created. And yeah, basically that, and also his object profile. It's very rich portfolio, extremely rich. I watched your video with him, your show back in, I think it was August this year, and you mentioned that his whole portfolio looks like a theme park, and it's absolutely real. It's so enriching and fulfilling just watching everything that he's done since 2023. And this is another fascinating thing. He's been a collector and artist since 2023, so in a little over a year, and this is how much is contributed to the space. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
I have his link tree up. I brought his website up. We have his X up, and I'd like to, maybe get to his object, but I don't know if we have enough time.
I can send you the link in the Twitter chat if you want.
Yeah. Drop
I have
that
it with
on me
me.
right now.
Oh, can it be on Twitter on the stream? Will that be okay? Or within?
Send it through the DM.
Okay.
On the,
Well, I kind of pressed the wrong DM.
did you send it through the actual? Hang on. Is it in
The meat.
I got
The
it.
meat.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
It's
Thank
all right.
you.
It's all right. So I'm gonna
Thank you.
bring up his. Oh, duh. I mean, we had his object right in front of me
Is-
because sometimes my brain don't work, Cat. But
That's okay.
all right, let's see. We have his right. This is art by
This is
Snekatoshi.
Yep, this is the link to the piece, and when you click on his profile, you will see under collections all of the rich galleries that he has. It's absolutely mind blowing.
I have his created page open. One of his main themes in all of his artworks has been snakes and butterflies.
Snakes and butterflies. Yes.
Yeah. Also, a lot of color. A lot of color in his work. Sometimes people go black and white. They go blue. They have, it's very rare when you see. But his artworks have a lot of color to them. I tend to find, right. And I always think that's a good thing. I like when I see color. But hey, Kat, I appreciate you coming on and speaking for Snake. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
All right. All right, guys. Give me a second while I reset the screens real quick back to normal. Main scene, double screen vert. Right. Okay. And let us get ready for. I'm pretty sure Riri is up next. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get that. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3. Let's get this up. And right. Yes, right. That's correct. Okay. Let me get Riri all set for her introduction. Make sure she's up here. Take reset off. Okay. Boom, boom. All right. Hang on 1 second. Okay. All right, guys. So you just saw Snekatoshi's work of art, which was submitted through and accepted through the 2D community, which was presented by Linked by Art, Linked by Love, 06 Super Community Gallery. The name of the work was Linked by Art, and Catalina spoke for Snake because he wasn't able to make it with us today. But what a beautiful presentation for his work of art. So I want to thank you very much. You guys have his links. You saw his website, his X, as well as his link tree and his object. And, it's just the collectors, artists, sometimes some people get a little focused on one thing more than another. And I just want to remind everybody that it seems like to me in this space, there's a lot going on with a lot of different people. But at the end of the day, I've always said there's an artist in everyone. And so I love to pay attention to the artist more than I love to pay attention to anything else, because I think the artist is what the most important part of a person is, what they're creating inside and things of that nature. Our next guest up is Riri. Hang on, let me make sure everything's set. Let's bring her up. Yes. All right, good. I'm a little all over the place, guys, because I have a routine that I go through, and my routine is a little twisted up. Okay, hang on. Let's bring her on. Riri, say hello to everybody.
Chaos is in the building.
All right. The executioner. Yeah, no. Riri, say hello to everybody. Welcome to HOP, 2D Community Show. You have a work of art that has been accepted, and so you are now part of a community show. Why don't you take a couple brief minutes, introduce us to yourself, speak about you, speak about your art, and yeah, why don't you take it from there?
Sure. My name is Riri, Rhiannon, Riri for short. I am an American living in Thailand. I've been here about 13 years now. Um, I got into crypto in 2017. I kind of fell into it, and I really connected with it. In a former life, I was a stockbroker, and I went through the 2008 financial crash in Las Vegas, which was hit extremely, extremely hard. And I had done my master's degree on frauds in business. So then a few years later, when I discovered cryptocurrency, what it really meant, I really got into it. So I've been a crypto native since 2017, working in all kinds of sectors. I worked in centralized exchanges, went through DeFi summer, then started learning about NFTs, but on the gaming side of things. And in late 2022, I'd been rugged a few times by founders that I actually knew in person. It was rough going, and I was ready to leave crypto. I was ready to leave it, and I had a break. And when I had a small break and a little bit of money together, I was able to actually decide what I wanted to do with my time. And I started taking classes to learn how to paint on porcelain. And I really, really enjoyed it. And about 2 months later, I was doing another crypto project. A friend of mine talked me into staying, and I was hanging out in the NFT space, and I found a debate from a couple of guys in the PFP section about the one of one art. And I was like, what is this one of one art? I've been in crypto a long time. I have no idea what they're talking about. And I went down the rabbit hole and found all this wonderful art. And I was like, oh my God. So for Christmas that year, I bought myself my first NFT. It was a one of one piece by an artist, and it was my gift to myself. And then over the next couple of months, I started joining communities like the 2D one. I wasn't part of 2D yet, but I joined a few smaller communities, built my own as well, and they started telling me I should mint my art on the blockchain. And I was like, no way. But then I met so many people who were trying art professionally for the first time, even if they'd been doing art for many, many years. And I kind of fit in that description too. Like I've been doing art my whole life, like here and there and everywhere, like this medium, that medium. I'm multidisciplinary. I like to paint on objects. The door behind me is painted. During lockdown, I painted anything that I could get my hands on. And then so I started minting my own stuff in April of 2023, and it's gone well. And through the bear market, I was able to pick up community manager positions at projects here and there and sustain myself between that and some art sales. And I do crypto marketing for a living, and so that started coming back in March of this year. And I've not let go of the art though, and I just keep creating more and more and more. I'm learning more mediums. I'm now enrolled in school full time for the porcelain, going to take a 3-year certification course so that I can actually teach the art form. And collage, I've been doing my whole life. Like my whole bedroom was collaged when I was a teenager. Like I used to take magazines and cut up everything, photographs, anything I could get my hands on. I collaged the whole wall. So I really agree with your statement about there's an artist in all of us. Like you can create anywhere. You just need the outlet. And if there is no outlet, you find one.
You, I think you could. I say it all the time. Just the way you organize your fridge or your medicine cabinet, you can be an artist, right? I mean, you see art in everything. The way
Yes.
I always say, the way someone takes care of their lawn can be an art.
Mm-hmm.
Ree, what was your favorite platform to trade crypto on?
Okay, so
Were you a Binance
When I
fan?
got started, I worked for KuCoin Exchange. So I was trading on KuCoin because I was a newbie and it's super easy to start on a centralized exchange. Now I am 100% DeFi. I only use like Uniswap or Jupiter or the dexes. Because I don't like centralization. Like I am a crypto maxi. So like for my art, I mint on Manifold. For trading, I'm on decentralized exchanges. I like that part of it.
So interesting because back in 2017, I was that's how I was. I was very into the crypto trading world, but I had no idea about the NFT world. Um, how did that introduction? What were you? Did it just did it? Did you naturally lead into the NFT art, or was it something that caught your attention?
No, like what happened was I knew all about NFTs as far as like gaming. Like I knew about the use case for gaming NFTs. I actually wrote an encyclopedia of 26 different utilities for NFTs. I was full blown into the technology. And I did all that and then found out about art while I was doing the encyclopedias research. And I was like, what? And then I saw some guys talking about it on crypto Twitter. They were like from, I think the, not the BAYC, but MAYC, the Mutant Ape Club. Because, that art is atrocious. It's like, it's so gross, but it's very branded. Like you know who it is. And they were fighting back and forth about PFPs versus the one of ones. And I was like, what are these one of ones that they're talking about? And so it was literally just a random day on Twitter where I saw an argument and went down a rabbit hole. And when I went down the rabbit hole, I was on OpenSea and I was like, what is all this? I thought this was just for PFPs and
Yeah, yeah.
and
So
for
same.
gaming.
That was
Like,
the
what
same
is this
shit for me.
art?
Right, right. Yeah. So I was gonna say you had the same experience. When I first came into the whole world, I was focused on the PFP projects, and then as the PFP projects got quieter, as things got quieter, I started to come across the art world. I didn't even realize how big the art world was. All I knew was some guy named Beeple sold a piece for 69 million, a digital JPEG, and I was trying to, and then I got sucked right into the right. Then I got sucked right into the world of PFPs. While we continue the chat here, Ree, I'm gonna bring up your work of art. Um, that was submitted and accepted to the 2D gallery. Let me bring this up right now while we're talking. Here we go. Miracle of. While I bring this up, here we go. Move this over and bring this back. Let me close this. Let me bring up these screens. Let me bring up full screen. There we go. Close this. Let me open this up. Okay. Ray, I have your work of art next to you right now, Miracle of Life. Maybe you could talk a little bit about this, how it was created. Why did you think this was a good submission for the Linked by Love, Linked by Art showcase? Yeah, why don't you take it from here?
Okay, so let me start off with a little bit of personal information. I can't have children, not biologically. When I came to Thailand 13 years ago, 1 year after I'd been here, a trafficked teenager showed up at my home, 15 years old, and was starving. She was bruised from head to toe. She was so starved that her upper arms were smaller than her lower arms. She was wrecked. It was her parents that had trafficked her to pay gambling debts, and she'd been working on a rubber farm for the last 3 years, doing hard labor. And she ends up at my house. I'm teaching English at a local kindergarten, and I take her to school with me one day, and I'm like, what can I do? I'm like, can she stay with me? Can I feed the child and put her back in school? And they were like, yeah, you can. And her dad signed over guardianship to me, no problem. Her biological mother died about 3 months later, and I took care of her from then on out. Like she was calling me mom from the first day. And this was 10 years ago. So on July 11th, 2023, she sends me a message. Mom, I'm in labor. This is number 2. I'm in the art scene now. And I've got to kill some time. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. Lockdown is still happening. Like the hospitals are still, you can't go anywhere. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do some art to process these feelings, right? Because I'm so excited. So the Miracle of Life is the artwork that I worked on while my daughter was in labor with my grandson. It's a multimedia piece. The door that's behind me is actually painted on both sides, and on the other side is I took a picture of one of the panels, and that's the background. And then it's a collage. And as I was working on it, the Miracle of Life, you can see there's a baby in utero inside the eye. I was thinking of things like the apple of my eye, I love you. And when they said linked by love, I immediately thought of none other than this piece. I was like, this piece of the 100 that I've created in the last year and a half is definitely the one for the Linked by Love exhibition. And I minted it. And 1 minute later, she texted me and said, he's here.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no such thing as coincidences.
So the Miracle of Life, this is like, yeah, like this one, I was so synced. Like, I don't know, when you have that direct connection to source. I mean, to me, this piece is just pure love. It's like the love bursting out of my heart. Growing up, not being able to have children, but then becoming a grandmother. Like, miracles happen.
Well, I mean, that's I mean, these stories just really. So I mean, it's just I don't know. I wish I could share my perspective from my seat, but I don't want to get too carried off target here. I want to stay on time, and we're burning up time quick. Ray, really quick for everyone. This was this is a painted work of art. This is a physical, correct? That you took a picture of? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ray, what is the while I have you up here, let's I gotta start getting ready to move on to our next artist. Let me reset these screens back to norm. Ray, what is the best way for an artist, for someone to reach out to you, for someone to connect to you? You know, how can do commissions? They want to see more of your art. What's the best way for someone to find you?
The easiest way is probably through my Twitter.
Okay.
I check the inbox all the time, and then on my Twitter is my Hugs profile, which links you to all of my work.
Okay. Ray, before we say goodbye and we move on to our next artwork, maybe you could leave us really quick, everyone out there, with maybe a few words of inspiration. This could easily turn into a 2-hour conversation. I've only met 2 other people who have existed past 2020. One of them being Kat, and I learned Rust Dog being another one. So it's always interesting to speak to people in that 2017, 2018 era, but this is less about me, more about you guys, and we got to stay focused on you guys. So I'd love to have this conversation, perhaps maybe another show. But right now, maybe you've seen a lot, and you've seen it since the beginning of time. Since 2017, when you started trading crypto and then transitioned into the NFT world. And you've probably seen a lot of ups and downs. You've seen the bull, you've seen the bear, the bull's about to come back. Maybe for all the artists out there that maybe, who knows, having a hard time selling art, or not sure if this is the right place for them to be, maybe you could share a couple words of inspiration from your perspective of everything you've seen, which is almost the last 8 years now, right? But yeah, why don't you take it from here?
Trust the process. Life is art. And when you're in the messy bits, that's when you have to push through. You all know exactly what I'm talking about. When it gets messy and you think it's all just going to hell, that is exactly when you've got to push. And if you're not able to push, yell and ask for help. Get a hand from somebody. There is somebody out there that can help you. That's why we build communities, and building communities is so, so important. That's how we get through the good times and especially the bad times. So just stay focused, trust the process, trust the process.
All right. Ray, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, finding the 15 minutes, finding the time. 15 minutes went really super fast. I think it's a very interesting when it's an interesting conversation. People don't realize how quick the time goes, so I have to be careful with the questions and the conversations. But I do want to say thank you for finding the time to come on and sharing your
Pleasure.
story, sharing your art. I want to say congratulations to you for the Linked by Love, Linked by Art exhibition and being, submitted. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity. And thank you for being on the show and sharing your story. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ree. Thank you, Ree. Okay. Next up. Okay, so you guys just met Ree. It's the first time on HOP. Part of the 2D community with the Linked by Love, Linked by Art, Linked by Love exhibition. Our next artist up, which is Zoe, Mel ZQ. Guys, who is going to be speaking for Zoe?
That's gonna be me again.
All right, Kat. Give me a second,
Yeah.
Kat. Let me move over to the computer. Let me reset everything up. We'll get her page up.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
take your time.
All right, let's go. Let's bring up the full screen. Here we go. That's X. We'll bring up Zoe. Mel. Yeah, there we go. Mel. Boom. Okay, perfect. Mel Z. There we go. Let's make sure I got everything right. I'll see. Yeah, perfect. And then let's bring up her work of art. There we go. Okay, so I have her work of art next to her page right now. Kat.
Mhm.
And,
Yes.
while
And I
I'm
have the information that she provided me. So she was very nice and very amazing, and she gave me all the information. So yeah, I hope it's gonna be enough. I hope I will be able to deliver it well.
okay, so her work of art, Kat, which is Hell is
Hell
Behind You,
is
right?
behind you. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a very emotional and very meaningful piece.
Now,
But yeah,
I'm
go
not
on.
sure if she gave us any type of intro or bio.
She did. She
Okay.
did.
So why don't you
That's
take
why.
it from here, Kat? Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna start with that, and then we're gonna move to the piece itself. I'm gonna quote her because that's how she sent me the information. So it's like I'm reading her. So this is what she said. Hi, I'm Zoe, and I've been painting for 10 years and variously selling in homeware shops and galleries. Like most, that option was brought to a halt in 2021. The only way to share the work I was doing was online. I had to get a particular collection out there, so I dove headfirst into NFTs. A 9-piece physical canvas collection, uh, all with digital text incorporated. I'm always thinking how these two worlds can collide. What value can each bring? What is the metaphor at play? A lot around permanence and impermanence. What we can touch and what can only be felt inside. From 2021 to 2023, that period of time was very much a personal diary, a direct reflection of my life. This year, I'm pulling from experiences in a more abstract way. Because I'm doing that, I think it's less about me and more about the connection art can bring to the conversation and the hope. I think it's a wonderful introduction because she is emphasizing more on her emotional journey rather than specifically. She's going to tell more about the techniques, specifically when I tell you about the piece.
Awesome. So I have her submission was "Hell Is Behind You" by Zoe Louise, and the artwork is up. Why don't you? I know she sent us a little bit about the artwork. Why don't you talk about that, Kat?
Oh, absolutely. The particular piece, Hell is Behind You, was created on a glass with acrylic paint. The text is added digitally. I think it kind of beautiful that to think this piece couldn't exist without each realm, the digital and the physical. That word just flew away from my mind for a second. The series was created as self portraits during a very tense, very difficult time for me. I was so anxious history would repeat. It was important to get this work minted to continue to tell my story through art in the digital space. I often reflect on this particular body of work as inspiration to continue to be vulnerable and share the grit in every stroke. Thank you to the wonderful hosts and speakers for making this space possible and continuing to highlight artists all over the world. It's an honor to be exhibited here. She's so nice. She's amazing.
So you have eyes on the piece, yeah, Kat?
Yes, I have.
So one of the things that I've noticed about this piece, right, is not much of a painter, right? I have painted, but I've more airbrush, more physical drawing. But the first thing I thought was like, how did she create this? Was this AI? But this was actually painted on glass. And
Yes.
yeah. So usually we're used to seeing works done on canvas and acrylic has a different way of settling on grass, which is kind of what gives this painting, I feel, a different, like almost a completely different feel, something that we're not used to seeing. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Yeah, I don't know what
It's absolutely mind blowing because I've tried acrylics before, but I've tried it on canvas. And one of the special traits about acrylic paint is that it dries out very quickly. And you have to be very quick when you want to, if you're making a smooth transition, if you want, or you want to leave raw brushstrokes. What I find about this is very difficult to paint on glass. The any type of medium, actually any type of paints can be really tricky over glass because you know how slippery the surface is. And what I love about this piece is it brings raw emotions. I can't pronounce the word, but I think it's you can get what I'm trying to. Very raw, very unrefined. That was her intentional technique. Unrefined, raw emotions through the paint and through the brushstrokes. And this is what really makes the whole piece just look incredible and very authentic. I don't think this can be copied or made again. This is a very unique piece, especially when adding the digital text.
Also, something that this emotional and this deep, a lot of times I feel like artists will favor more of a darker palette or a more muted color palette, where I almost feel like that did happen, but then these splashes of color came into play, and it brought some color and some life into the piece, right? Where the actual words is, she's dread not death, but lack of life, but she lacked hot love, but come one to, right? Make sure I'm saying this right. She lacked not love, but someone to hold. But I don't get those feelings because I always pay attention to the colors. It's very difficult to have such a darker piece when it comes to reds, oranges, pinks, and things of that nature. I feel like there's both a fight between the coldness and the warmth in this piece. I'm not sure if you share the same perspective, but that's kind of the feelings I get from this.
One of the things that I had to learn back in university was color theory. And it's interesting about the colors that each color can represent different types of emotions or symbolism. And depending on the different cultures, the same color might have opposite meanings. So, red in some cultures might be representing fire, war, and death. In other cultures, might represent passion and love. So blue is the same. In some cultures, blue can represent very cold, also almost death, an emotionless feeling. But in other cultures, can be very calming, very refreshing. So it's for me, it's not just the words and it's not just the fact that she's using dark colors, it's the fact that she is combining these colors, and you see the conflict between these colors is also a reflection of the conflict within herself. So because she is overwhelmed with all these emotions, even though they might look very bright on the outside, they might still be tormenting her because they're so contrasted, because they're so intense. Because sometimes good thing is can be overwhelming if it's too much of something. You see, same thing is when medicine, if it's too much, it becomes poison. So I think it's a wonderful combination that she is playing with so many colors, with so many textures, and this is just making this raw, very intense painting. Doesn't need to be pure black. This is another contrast that she's playing. It has so many colors, but the fact that there's so many and so rich and so vibrant, they just fight with each other, and it's overwhelming with emotions. I love this piece because the more I look at it, the more intense and the more emotion it brings in my head and in my soul in general. It speaks to me, but it's one of those pieces that you have to sit down and look and contemplate over. You can't just pass it over. You have to spend time, and the more you look at it, the more things just pop up and the more intense it gets.
Interesting also how she never lost the face within the painting. The face
Yes.
still exists. Well, it's a very interesting piece. The name of it is Hell is Behind You, can be found on Foundation. Kat, do you want to direct them to how to find Zoe at all, or you want me to do that?
Yes. What I found is her link tree has the links needed for her portfolio. A Foundation also has her collection, and she has her own personal website
That's right.
where you can see it's a very emotional and very beautiful collection that she made out of roses. And you can see it, her pin tweet is also showing the same collection. I was impressed when I think it's on Bitcoin as well.
These, something about Zoe's artwork, and not to distract too much from everything that we have got going on here, but her rose collection really stands out tremendously. And so just to see, that's one of the artworks that caught my eye immediately. But okay, I'm gonna just share her links one last time. Kat, or Reset. I know that Claire was not able to make it last minute, and she is the next artist up. So who will be speaking for Claire?
I'm happy to do that. If you're happy to go now.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
So hang on. Let me
All
reset everything.
All
Let me
right.
reset everything. Reset.
Reset. Whoop, whoop.
All
Every
right.
time anyone says that, I think of myself. Not to be, I don't mean that like, oh, I think of myself. That sounds like, I've got this big head. I don't. But it always makes me laugh when everyone says reset.
Okay, let me get everything back to. I just wanted to share her. Let me share her website real quick. This is her link tree. This is her website. The roses come up first that we spoke about, and then this is her X page as well. So lots of ways to find her. Okay, give me 1 second to do a quick introduction. Go back and all right, good. Okay, guys. So that was Zoe's artwork. Congratulations, Zoe, for being part of the Linked by Art, Linked by Love exhibition with your artwork. You could also find Zoe on X at MELZIE, MELZQ. Our next artist up, or our next artwork up, is by Claire Vaughn 666. Claire Vaughn is an artist. She was not able to make it with us today. She had to cancel last minute due to personal reasons. However, Reset will be speaking for her. So let's bring Reset up. Let's also bring up the pages. Reset, I know you're standing by. Hang on. A lot going on. Got to, let's bring up Claire's page. Claire. All right. Okay, I got Claire's page up. I have her. Okay, Reset. Maybe you want to speak a little bit about Claire and take it from here.
Okay, Claire, I hope I make you proud because I'm kind of going on the flow with this. So, Claire is actually a tattoo artist in real life. And you can probably see from the line work of her art, because they do, when you really look at it, you can imagine that as a huge tat on your back or something, right? Claire has been in the space, I think, maybe late 21, early 22, something like that. She's been around for a while. She's an MFer, and she actually represents the MFer energy because she just does what she wants. She's got that real rebellious nature in her, which I absolutely love about her. And I think her art shows that. The line work, the colors she uses, the way her art is just like, it's unapologetic, which is very much like how I would describe Claire. She's got great energy about her. She is super duper cool. If you have a look on her X feed, you will see pictures of her on her motorcycle, full of her tats and that, with her big, beautiful blonde hair, and she just represents absolute coolness. And her artwork is just that. I mean, I would absolutely love to get a tattoo done by Claire because the line work, the colors, it just looks magnificent. And the work that she represented, I guess it's this sort of juxtaposition of almost like angel and devil part. You see the colors, you see the crying, and I think that's just so beautiful. There's so much emotion to it. Claire is around, that one's on Foundation, I think, is it? But she's on Ordinals, she's on Soul, she's around everywhere. She's been, she has lost her account. So can I just shout out, if you do not know Claire, or if you did know Claire before, this is her new Twitter account. So if you can go and give her a follow, because artists lose their account so easily on X for whatever reason, because we get censored here, and that's happened to her. So she's had to start rebuilding from the start, you know. So if you've been here for like 2 years, you've built up this huge audience, and all of a sudden you lose it. It's heartbreaking. And that happened to her. So go give her a follow and check out her amazing artwork.
Okay, Reset. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to I'm going to kind of close her. You know what? You gave me a great idea, Reset. Hang on a second. I'm going to open up a photo of her next to her artwork. And, okay. So her artwork that is part of Linked by Art, Linked by Love exhibition is, let's change this. No, let's change this. There we go. Okay, everything should be good here. Yeah, okay, good. Her artwork, Goodbye, which we have here. A description, Goodbye, dear lover. Sorry that I am not what you wanted me to be. Digital painting. Why don't you take it from here, Reset, and talk a little bit about this work of art? And yeah, go ahead, pick it up from here.
I can't see it on. I'm on my phone at the moment, so but I think. Do you know what I like about this one? It has almost like a chalk texture to it. Is how I the
Yeah,
pink
yeah.
has this beautiful chalk texture, which when you use Procreate, which I think is her main use. I could be wrong here, Claire. You can, but it's quite hard to get a texture on digital paintings. And when you get to see that, I always love to see it, because one of the things I miss personally about doing physicals is, when you can almost feel something, you can feel the texture in your hand. And I think she really created that with this piece. She gave that sort of charcoaly chalk texture. And then you've got these beautiful lines that sort of contradict that sort of chalky texture to make this whole artwork. It's really soft, but do you know what, when you look at it, there's a softness to it, even though there's quite a sadness to the face. And I think that's what she does really well in her work. She has a very much also a street art feel to it. Yeah, so you could see this up on a huge building, because that has that sort of feel.
So I think you hit the nail on the head with this work of art, right? It seems like this piece, I feel like the hearts are upside down. So I feel like her heart is upside down. And she has the tears coming from the work of art, which is, clearly the feeling of upset, that I'm not good enough, or things didn't work out, or I'm hurt by this, as well as the blue that comes from her eyes, which I think is probably most likely representing the tears or water that comes from her eyes. But the part that you really nailed is when I first looked at this piece and you would have asked me to guess what it was, I would have said this is some type of physical on some like black, paper. Because the thing that you pointed out was she really did get that texture in there. And I think the texture brings so much to this work of art, because it does give that feel of almost like that chalk on black paper. A lot of times you see digital works of art and they're a digital work of art, but even her signature down at the bottom on the left-hand side has that feel of like it's either like almost like a color crayon, or a pastel. Yeah, maybe a pastel is a little bit of a better way to say this. But yet it still contains the sharp lines, the sharp feel, but yet that texture brings so much to this. It gives you that feel that this piece was created on a piece of paper.
Right, yeah.
Right, yeah. You could see, and then obviously she, as much upset that there was around this piece, she still decided to use all these bright colors. So, and still has the horns, which means she's still up to no good. At least I guess that's my take on it, I'm not sure.
That's what I love about Claire. That's the MFer, I think. The MFer is up to no good, no F's given. And I really think for me that embodies Claire, because that is who she is. She's very unapologetic. She's very real. And she takes up her space in a beautiful way. And I think that's amazing to do.
Okay. Do you want to talk about maybe how to find Claire, or the best way, or you want me to show the links?
Show the links. She's available Foundation. She's available on Exchanger. Go find her on Trigamma, because she's definitely on Ordinals. And I think her X and Instagram have all her links as well.
Okay, let me just bring these up while I do this. Let me get this.
Yeah, like I said, her account was lost, which happens to so many artists, and it's such it's really hard for artists to rebuild again, because it's quite heartbreaking. And that's where community comes in. So yeah, go and support artists who've lost their accounts.
I'll tell you a quick story while I'm showing some of her links. All right, guys, this is her X. We're going to bring up her Gamma as well. This is her Gamma. So you guys know how to reach her. I had about 150, 180,000 following over on, so it's a long time ago, MySpace. And I guess they didn't like some of the things that I was doing, or they had an issue with whatever I was doing. And they knocked me off. And let me tell you, that was one of the most heartbreaking moments, because to think I spent 2 to 3 years working so hard, building, and it's just it's as fast as as long as it took to build, it went away in a week, in moments, overnight. So look at this. Instagram still giving problems. All right. So this is her Instagram, guys. At least you could get her Instagram name and her Instagram look. This is her link tree. Very difficult to rebuild, especially when you lose your page. I was surprised to see May 2024, especially when you said she was here since 21. But
Yeah, exactly. It's so hard to
yeah.
rebuild, right?
Yeah. It's a gut shot, and so you just got to tough it up, and you got to kind of come back at it again. You take so long to build, and then they, boom, like that overnight, it gets taken away for, it might not even been your fault. Might have posted something.
No, nothing. She didn't do anything. Yeah. So that's why, and it happens to so many artists here in this space. So
yeah, frustrating.
That's where I think community comes out, and we support people even harder.
Awesome. I said, well, you guys seem to have not gone anywhere. So that theme is a nice theme to, all these communities that we've been featuring have seemed to make it through a very tough time period. So it's always a pleasure speaking to the communities and the community leaders and the artists, because nobody said quit. Nobody said die, no matter what the hardships were, what the issues were. Everybody said, we're going to keep moving forward no matter what. And that's, I think, alone is a nice story. I'm going to gear up and get ready to bring up the next artwork. But thank you very much, Reset, for taking forefront on Claire's page. All right. Okay. All right, guys, give me 1 second while I prep everything for the next artwork. Let me get up here, double guess, bring this up. Yes. Full screen, double guess. There we go. Okay. All right. What do we got? So you guys just saw artwork by Claire. You can find her on X at Claire, CLARE, Von, VON 666. You could check out more of her art there. She has a link tree there. And that link tree will also take you to all of her digital works, as well as her Instagram. And you can find more about her. Okay, next up, our next artist. And we are running nice, right on time. Our next artist, Catalina. Kat, you guys have seen her once or twice. She's been an actual guest on HOP. And she, so you could check that show out at any time. She's also been a guest, if I remember correctly, I think it was with the 888 community. Kat, where are you? Let's bring you up and not waste another minute. Hang on 1 second. Where is there we go. Kat, you with us?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Okay, Kat, hang on. Let me bring you up main screen. Okay, the voice.
You can't get rid of me.
Kat, you are all over HOP, man.
Yeah.
You, I don't know. I feel like we might as well.
I'm going to start asking you questions. I'm going to be interviewing you next. I was thinking about that.
You might just take the host position, and I might just sit back. So, Kat, welcome back to HOP. You were, it was part of the 888 community, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, with Insoc and Chili, Crypto Chili.
All right, Kat, you know how this breaks down. Why don't you take a couple minutes and introduce us to yourself and talk a little bit about you, your art, and take it from here, Kat. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Hi, my name is Kat, and I'm a PhD designer and a digital illustrator who loves painting portraits. I graduated PhD back in 2018, and thanks to a colleague of mine who was also my student, who recommended me a crypto platform, and he recommended me to try and do some crypto trading. We started posting on a crypto blog post called Steemit, and from then we were invited to test out a crypto marketplace, which apparently was not for a crypto token, it was for artworks. And this marketplace is now known as Maker's Place. And I minted my piece back in October 2018, where NFT as a I guess a term didn't even exist. We had a proof of authenticity, which was literally like a fingerprint logo, and I think they still have this icon, a fingerprint. And it was so new, so unknown to anyone. We didn't know what we're doing. They were so nice. The team gave us our own personal wallets. I didn't even have a MetaMask wallet at the time, so they gave us wallets. They paid the gas fees for us. Basically, they walked through everything, like they hold us by the hand. And since then, I've been through several bull markets, several bear markets, and I am still here. I survived, thankfully. And it's all thanks to the communities that I've been, the supportive people, the like minded people, the amazing artists who have also been through everything, like thick and thin. And it's thanks to these people that I'm still here and I'm still creating, I'm still motivated. And now I'm also experimenting with AI a lot because I love the technology behind AI. And because of my research back in university when I was studying the human brain, now I study artificial neural networks. So yeah, that's basically. I have so many other stories, but I don't want to take too much time because I won't shut up otherwise. You know that. You know that.
Not only so there's so many facets to Cat if you haven't been following along, and one of the things that I've learned about Cat is that you've actually been here since a very early time. So you witnessed the whole birth of cyberpunks, NFTs, PFP projects, the Bored Apes, Azuki, and then moving into that bull. You were a part of that bull market at that time, creating art. But even more so, you saw the birth of, well, I mean, can you call it the death of Twitter and the birth of X? I wouldn't know really how to refer to the whole shift change, right? But then you saw lives come online. And so it's interesting because you're like, oh, I'll follow you on Twitch. And Twitch is one of the platforms that I kind of gave up on, but I decided, why not test it today for the hell of it? Let's just see what, I can't get Facebook or Instagram to come up. So, why don't we just send it over to Twitch and see what happens over there? And then here you are on Twitch, but streaming a lot on live on X. And so I think that's something very interesting to point out because you seem to, I don't see a lot of artists live stream. And so when you do it, maybe you want to just talk briefly about, do you see the importance in live streaming as far as an artist?
Oh, yes, I do, because one of the elements that I found really challenging is how to share myself on the internet, especially in Web3, where you have this digital persona and you basically can be anyone. Like I'm using Catalina because it's a character I created, and it's um, a name that is more internationally known. I don't use my name because it's so difficult to pronounce. And Catalina was a character that's very close to my heart because it's kind of a representation of me, but it's just in a story that I created. But when we're on Web3, we can be literally anyone. The problem is, because of that, anyone can build this digital persona that sooner or later is like a face or a mask that just falls off. And in order to get appreciated, people have to build trust. In order to build that trust, they have to know you first, who you are, what you're doing, who you are as a person before what you do as a creator. And I see these big established names. Um, it is a factor what their medium is, but it's more important what their story is and how are they sharing the story in front of the audience and how the people are getting to know them. And through a written form, through these really limited characters in a post on Twitter, it was a devastating option for me. I just couldn't make it work for me. And back in 2018, from Steemit, there were several communities that kind of divided. One went to Makerspace and one went to another platform called DLive, and that was a streaming platform. It was also using crypto, but it was specifically for live streams. And I kind of went both ways. I minted on Makerspace, but I also tried to do live streams on DLive, and that's how I built the community, and that's how I built this journey of sharing myself and sharing my creative story, but also showing myself and letting people see I'm a real person. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I was dividing my streams into artistic, like sharing art and sharing my screen, and gaming, where I'm just having fun. I'm not thinking about work or commissions or client work, and just playing with friends and being a goofball, and yeah, losing all the time because I was a really like a noob at the time at gaming. I still am, but yeah, I'm not, I'm
Well,
not a competitive person. I don't like compete, but yeah.
well, I'll tell you one thing that you are winning at, Kat. And so, if nobody has had a chance to see her live streams and see her, physically create her art in real time, if you ask me, you are winning big over there. Uh, and I would definitely take a couple seconds to check that out. It's
One of the things that I want to add to that, Twitter is actually where we are thriving at the moment, because the Web3 community is focused on Twitter. There are other social media accounts or platforms, but I'm really grateful for Twitter, the fact that it is showing or giving us the live broadcast option, because now we can share our art, but we can also share the creative process. And I think it's like doing this live show is also an amazing opportunity to also present ourselves and who we are and getting authentic reactions. Also, one of the most amazing things is when you chat with people in real life. Like at the moment, you're greeting them, saying hello and how you doing, interacting with them. Real time is also another way to get to know them and create this relationship and building friendships that I may never meet them in real life, but I consider them family members because they're so close to me.
Kat, I won't let you fall.
Yes.
Your artwork that was submitted and accepted to the Super Community Gallery, the 2D exhibition, right? One of the 7 artworks for the exhibition. Talk about it a little bit before I start ranting and raving about your logo in the corner, and yeah, and is there a heart there on purpose with the wings?
No, I never really even mentioned it because I didn't even see it.
Okay.
This is the power. This is the power of art when every person is going to interpret the work in their own very personal way. But yeah, I kind of love it the way that you mentioned now, because I haven't really thought about that.
Why don't you talk a little bit about how you created it, the meaning behind it, and why you thought it would be good for this exhibition?
Thank you. Back in our show when we did the like the whole solo show, I mentioned that I was working on a project since my university years, and since 2008, me and my colleagues started writing stories, and I was mentioning how we created this like a writing style where she writes a paragraph, I read it, I write my own, she writes her own, and we kind of create this like uh, what is it called? It's like a jewelry, like beads from a jewelry, and we got used to our own style so much that, and our writing went so cohesive that now that I go back and read our own old stories, I don't remember which one wrote which passage of the chapters. And these characters are actually characters from the story from that time of the project that we were working on. Since 2018, we stopped writing, but I'm still focusing on evolving the characters. And this is the main character. Like the raw piece that I want to say is rendered in Midjourney. Like the original is a render from Midjourney, which I painted over. So his face is something I painted over. Her face is also modified because um, the machine model at the time, the version of Midjourney, was not able to render the faces very correctly. So I had to adjust his arm, a little bit of like anatomy elements on both their heads and the hands. But I think the feathers and the wings and the background is rendered by Midjourney, and I'm really happy that I was able to collaborate with the machine model on this. And I Won't Let You Fall is a scene from the movie. I want to say movie because maybe one day, who knows, maybe the universe will hear me
That's
out.
right. Speak it into the universe, Kat.
Speaking to, yeah, absolutely. I've been dreaming of having this story, like live action. But it's a scene from the story where the character, the male character, gets his wings. So he sacrifices himself in order to save his people. In doing so, he's actually resurrected. And after resurrection, he is able to have these superpowers where he is now focusing on saving his partner, his life partner, because she was in danger in one of the scenes, and he was doing everything in his power to protect her.
What made you, I mean, you obviously felt like this was the right piece to submit for Linked by Love. And then, I felt like when the first thing that I noticed when I opened it up, I'm like, did she create that in a heart looking like? But I mean, I think it was the perfect submission for Linked by Love. But yeah, I just, good job, Kat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to move things back to normal here for a sec. And while I do that, Kat, why don't you take a quick second to, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you, how they could, the best way to reach out to you, where to also check out your streams. I think that's super important right now. Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you take it from there, Kat?
I'm mostly primarily on Twitter. And on Twitter, you will find my Linktree. And on Linktree, my Linktree account has all of the marketplaces, including social media accounts. I do have also ArtStation account, which is one of my oldest accounts, where I used to share pieces that are prior, way back before Web3. But I used to stream on Twitch. I don't do it. I still keep my account, but I don't do it very regularly because I see that on Twitter is where my community is, and the like-minded people. And I see a lot more new faces that are actually appreciating my art. So now I'm doing live streams, like broadcasts on Twitter. I'm also, I always promise that I'm gonna do a schedule, but I never do that because I'm afraid that I'm going to disappoint people if I don't follow that schedule. And because recently my life has been very eclectic, very overwhelming, yeah, I stream when I have the chance. And still, people are very appreciative and respectful. So thank you so much.
Kat, before we say goodbye and before I say congratulations and thank you for everything, Maybe you could give a couple brief words of inspiration to everyone out there watching. To say that you are an OG is to say the least, right? You've pretty much, all you guys have kind of, it seems like there's a lot of history in this group. Um, you know, Maybe you can ups and downs, right? Seems to be part of the art world, seems to be part of this. Twitch might not be working. Let me try out X. Let me see where my fan base is. Let me see where my followers are. Let me see where the interest is, right? I think that's a big thing, to find the interest and then stream or become part of the interest, which a lot of times you'll find that people are on different platforms that aren't working out for them. But yeah, why don't you maybe through your perspective share some inspirational words before we move on to the next. Go ahead, Kat.
Thank you. One of the things that I love what Ariri said earlier, focus. And I'm going to emphasize on this, focus on what is true to you, what you really want to do, and what you love doing. Because we all are facing challenges. The question is not how many challenges are we going to face through the bear or bull market. The question is, how can we get out of them and keep moving and keep getting motivated and keep creating despite the challenges, not and even because of them. Sometimes there's one probably very big advice, just like you said, Mark, don't fear of the unknown and don't fear of trying new things, because this is a very fast-paced world, and specifically in Web3 it's a very fast-paced space, and what is famous or trendy today might not be trendy tomorrow. So don't be afraid to experiment, don't be afraid to test things. If this doesn't work, I'm going to try the other. But the experience of this previous try is going to last, and it's going to help us keep moving and keep creating and stay motivated. And please stay safe. That's it.
All right, Kat. Kat, thank you for taking the time out to come on the show. You are certainly becoming more and more familiar and popular on the show with all of your appearances. I want to say congratulations on the Linked by Art exhibition and having your work of art a part of that. And so, yeah, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your knowledge, your story, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Kat. We'll see you again. Okay. All right, guys. So that is Catalina. I heavily suggest that if you guys don't get a chance, you should check out her art and check out her live streams. You can learn a lot. And she is if you're into digital drawing and learning how to draw, there's so much knowledge you could pick up from her just by watching her create. I call her the female Bob Ross of the lives, because she's just so pleasant to listen to, and just sitting there watching her do her art, man, and her happy little muscles. She's it's a good thing. So you get a chance, check out her art, check out her streams. I highly suggest and that you spend some time doing that. You can find Kat at Catalina, which is Katalina, big O, little O, M-A, Catalina Uma on X. All right. Our next artist, also, you guys know her as the community leader. Our next artist is Reset. Let me make sure I got everything up and ready for Reset. All right. Reset, you out there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, awesome. Hang on. Let me bring up your page. Let me do that so they know who's talking. Reset. Okay, here we go. Reset. Reset. We'll bring that up. All right. Double guest. Okay. Reset. Welcome back to the show as an art. Well, man, you have fulfilled so many roles. Not only a community leader, You spoke for an artist, but you now are here as an artist. So you have to speak from the artist perspective right now. Why don't you introduce yourself as an artist and talk a little bit about your art, and let's get to know you as an artist.
Okay. So I was a social worker, and my job involved working with victims of torture. So I've always done art, and I veered off from the art world to do social work for a little while, sort of went astray. And the reason I moved to digital was because I've moved around the world, moved around different places, and lugging big canvases around and paintings just didn't really fit. So finding the digital was amazing because you don't have to ship it, you don't have to leave things because you have to move somewhere. So I moved into digital painting. 21, I accidentally fell into the NFT space. Someone told me about it, and like I said, I was very much not on social media or anything like that. So it was a huge shock to my system because I had no idea what to do. I didn't know anyone, had no friends. I didn't even know you had Twitter chats back then. I felt like a big Luddite going into it. So a huge learning curve for me. And in terms of art, the main focus, I think I started off as a painter. I moved into digital painting, and I do glitch art, AI art. I love to explore all forms of art. I think art is very much about disruption, about telling a story. It's about expressing yourself. It's a healing journey. It's everything. It's very much intrinsic to culture. And for me, art is about changing systems. And one of the things I fell in love with crypto was the whole decentralization concept, about how it was not opposing, but trying to create systemic change. And that's something that's very core to who I am. And one of the reasons I've stayed, I think, in this space so long, because I do believe in its potential to be something bigger, and the potential for art to really be a medium for change. And that's where a lot of my artwork comes from. I guess some of the stories, some of the trauma, my own personal, the trauma I've seen, the trauma I carry from other people's stories, and trying to shine some light on some of the subjects that we don't want to talk about, and the darkness we try to hide from.
Reset. What would you say your I mean, you must have loved when you stumbled into the NFT world and realized how much digital art was taking the forefront. That's no more canvases, and especially if you're traveling around the world, it certainly makes things a lot easier. Now all you have to have is some sort of device, a tablet, to create art on. What if you let's say in a perfect scenario, a perfect world, right? What would you say your go-to? Well, I mean, and now we're talking about like if you had in a perfect world, if you had a studio, you could create whatever you want to create. What would be your go-to art?
You know what? If I could have a studio, I would love to go back to doing some physical painting. I do miss that because I absolutely love the texture. There's something about physicals that you can't really recreate on the digital aspect. But in saying that, one of the things I love about digital is, and especially this space, because what people do here is they really share knowledge. So you get all the AI artists and they will help you learn stuff, give you the tools, give you sort of formulas. Oh, try this. Have you tried this? And so you're constantly learning, constantly evolving. So, I just think jump into it all. So I would love to go back to doing some physical. That would be because I'm a very touchy-feely person in terms of that. And the texture is something I do miss. But I still do I love my digital. I love being able to do my glitch art. I love being able to experiment with AI, and I love being able just to put it all together. So I will do AI mixed with digital painting, and sometimes I'll just glitch that. So I love just to do it all, really.
Speaking about glitch art, and while I bring this up, because I am curious, and at the same time, I will move over to the computer and let's get your work of art up that was a part of the exhibition, so we could talk about that a little. Did you happen to see the Did you happen to see the wood carver who carves glitch art?
I haven't, no.
Oh,
Wow,
bro,
what?
bro.
That sounds amazing.
Bro, holy shit. So this guy, all right, less about me, more about you, right? But I have to turn you on to this guy. You're gonna,
No, but that's the thing about this community, right? It's like someone will say, "Oh, have you seen this?" And they'll give you all this information. And then that leads people down a rabbit hole that then just changes how they work. And I think that's amazing. And I think we should just embrace that totally.
so I don't want to get too distracted. I mean, we're kind of getting towards the end of the show, so I could get a little loose with the show now because we only have one more artist. I don't want to go off the rails too much because we still got to make sure we stick to a little bit of the time. But I will. Let me dig this guy up. I'll send you his link. Maybe I could even show you on the show. But let's focus on you. This guy carves glitch art out of wood. It's insanity. But all right, let's stay focused here because I don't get to talk about glitch art that much.
Oh, I love glitch art. It's amazing. It's really about subverting the system, and I just love its history and what it represents.
Okay, so I'm not a huge I know of glitch art, right? But one of the most impressive glitch arts that have caught my attention was this guy, only because he took regular carvings and carved glitch art into the carving. But we'll get back to that. We'll come back to that real quick. Your work of art that was part of the super community linked by art, linked by love exhibit, which was Skia. I have it up next to you right now. Maybe you could talk a little bit about this work of art, how it was created, the meaning behind it, and why you thought it was so good to submit for the Linked by Love exhibition.
So the exhibition itself, I just was 6 artists, and I myself wasn't in the initial exhibition. It was just members from the other community, from not the other community, gosh, from the community. So my piece was added in afterwards. So this piece itself is actually about death. At the time I did it, sort of, I think maybe a few weeks beforehand, I lost someone very close to me. It was a very sudden, traumatic death. And when someone dies, there's so many things that happen. There's so many emotions, and it's not just about grieving. It brings out a lot of unprocessed trauma, I guess, in other people that you have to deal with. And this piece really represented that for me, because it's about, if you see the figure with the sort of, I guess, the skeleton skull face sort of kneeling in despair, but there's lots of color around it. It's about sometimes you just want to give up. You're at the end of your tether and you just can't go on, but you need to find a way to push through that. And that's really where I guess the LinkedIn love theme comes in, because you do need to push through. And no matter how intense these feelings of despair are, there's, the sun always shines. That's one of the things. There's always going to be another day. And sometimes the intensity of your emotions might feel really overwhelming one day, but if you can process that and shine it into the light, it won't be quite as overwhelming. That's one of the themes, I think, of a lot of my work, is bringing the darkness into the light so it has less power to overwhelm you.
This piece, I'm going to imagine this loss that you experienced. You had love for this person that was tragically taken from you. Otherwise, I don't think someone would create a work of art around that, right? If there wasn't some sort of love there, which is an interesting way to also connect it to the Linked by Love exhibition. But the colorfulness of it and the skull part, right? And this kind of gives me, now it has nothing to do with one another, but I don't know what you call it or what you refer to it, but it's a very popular form of art where they have the skulls and they decorate the skull with the flowers, very bright flowers. There's artists that you've seen them. They have the masks. It's a certain type of it's not coming to me right now what it's called.
Dastamaris.
Yeah.
Dastamaris.
Thank you very much. This kind of has those feels to it, in a way. I feel like it's the first thing that I thought of, and those celebrations of death, which are so colorful, and they have the smoke that comes pouring out of the skeleton masks, and everybody paints their face like a skeleton with very bright flowers and all sorts of bright colors. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with this piece, but that was like the first feeling that I got from this piece.
No, it didn't. But I love that interpretation. I think one of the things about, I guess, talking so much about your art is that what it does is it takes away some of the interpretation that other people can give when they see your art, if you know what I mean. So different people will get different things from it. But I didn't, that wasn't intended. But I love that that's what you saw in it.
It was like the first, I was like, oh man, what does this make me? This makes me feel like those guys with the masks, with the flowers. They have the smoke. You see a lot. There's one very popular guy over on IG. He creates the masks. He's got this. This is like the first thing my mind went to when I was looking at the piece. Well, let me keep an eye on time. I don't want to get too far ahead of things. I want to, let's bring up your page. As an artist, Reset, what's the best way that people can reach out, find you, see more of your art? Where would be the best place to see more of your art? Why don't you give people that information?
So I'm on X, and my X has my link tree. It has my Bitcoin, Ordinals, Foundation, all of the platforms I'm on, Makerspace, etc., and has ways to get onto my personal website and how to contact me.
Okay, so I was going to bring up your IG, but it just seems like today IG and Facebook are having some massive issues. Guys, you have her X page up right now. Her link tree is up. You can find her on Foundation, Editions, Essence, Collection, Exchange, Ordinals, Super Rare, Maker's Place, and then, you also have a website. Hey, look at this. How come this link is not on your X page? What's going on? I didn't even know you had a personal web page. Oh, look, here's all the glitch art. Look at this. All right, so she has a personal web page as well. I'm glad I got a chance to display this as an artist. Okay. All right, Reset. So before we say goodbye to you as an artist, and the next time, I think, are you, who is speaking for?
I am.
Okay. So,
For Nikki, yeah.
All right. So hang on while let me do a quick intro, outro. But before we say goodbye to you, maybe some quick words of inspiration for all other artists out there from an artist standpoint, right? Go ahead. Take it from here.
Okay, I think one of the key things, the other people have also said it, like Riri and Kat, is find a community, find friends, find people who are authentic. Chasing big accounts, that's not the way necessarily to do it. It's just finding people who are authentic, who will support you, who will allow you to feel sadness and support you through the tough times. That's one of the key aspects, I think, for this particular space, is having a good support network to help you through. And don't give up. There's always going to be light at the end of that tunnel, even if it feels like it won't.
Awesome. Reset. Let me hop back into my conductor's chair over here real quick, and let me say to you, like I do every artist, I want to congratulate you, because even though you were a little late it's the party, your work is still up on the super community. And we get to show it during every community show, which a lot of communities don't realize. But right before the show, we run through the whole community. And you're a part of it. So you're always up there in all of these community shows. And in turn, I want to say congratulations on your work of art, making it into the exhibition. I want to thank you for taking your time to be on the show. And we'll see you in like a few minutes to talk about our next artist. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. So that was Reset in artist form. And so she's going to come right back now. But if you want to find Reset, you can find her on X at Reset NFT, RESET NFT. Our next artist that we're going to speak about is Nikki Lay Sunshine. Nikki is very busy. She didn't have the opportunity to join us for the show. However, Reset will be talking about her. So let's do what we do when we have an artist. Okay, Reset. Hang on. I'll tell you when. Let me get her page up here. All right, Reset. Nikki. Okay, Nikki. Okay, we have Nikki's page up. Let me go full screen. Let me go half screen. There we go. Reset. Take it from here.
So Nikki has been in this space since early 2021. She is one of the kindest, most amazing artists I think that have been in this space. She's a lovely, lovely, lovely person who just spreads sunshine, I would say, wherever she goes. In terms of Nikki's piece, what she wrote to me to talk about was that this piece was gifted to a collector who had bought another one of her works, and this work particularly was about self-love and about buying flowers for yourself, self-care. So that's how it linked into the Linked by Love. The piece itself was a picture of her grandmother's garden. It was very much based on that. So Nikki uses photos, which she then paints over, uses a technique called erasure. And she also mixes a bit of AI into that sometimes. And this piece also sits with another piece around her grandmother's garden, which obviously brings her a lot of joy and love. And she hasn't minted that particular piece either, but they both sort of sit together in terms of showing self-love and showing how to make sure that you self-care.
Well, where do we begin here? I'm going to read the description real quick. I bought myself flowers. My gift to all of the collectors of Shopping for JPEG, celebrating creating our own happiness, as well as successfully experimenting with texture, paint techniques to erasure. Cheers to learning and owning your own happiness. Health, which they say health is wealth. So interesting. This looks like a mixed media type piece with quite a few different pieces going on. I'm going to imagine that the photography part is her, if that is it her?
I don't think it is. I think it's literally a picture of her garden, which she then, she has described her work in the past as she actually, I think, physically rips up some of the photos.
Okay.
And then, if I mind getting this picture, she rips up photos, how she's described it, paints over them, uses erasure, puts it all together. Sometimes some of it will run through AI. Sometimes I don't think this has. And then we'll paint through it and sort of add the color and the different forms of light. So you can change the light form on, I think, Ibis and Procreate, etc. So yeah, and it gives you this almost, it almost looks like a stained glass window, right? Like you're looking in a window and seeing a reflection, and in the abstractness, like you've seen a picture of her, right? And that's the beauty of art. You transfer your own feelings onto it, and every person who sees it can see something different. And that's where the power lies.
So interesting, because you can see the flower representation up in the right-hand corner, right? I mean, you obviously I don't know if you saw at the beginning of the show, but I had to bring in all my flowers, and all my flowers are blooming. So it kind of looks like a little bit of an hibiscus flower. My grandmother. So this is so I gotta be careful about what I say right now because I don't want to get choked up and get all emotional on the show, which has happened before. But my grandmother used to have a garden. And I'll never forget the landscapers were there to cut her grass, and one of them had stepped back into her garden, and she, at 93 or 94, 95 years old, slapped this guy in the back of the head, knocked his hat off, and I said, holy shit, this is crazy right now. And I said, but do not step in my grandmother's garden. It meant so much to her. So to hear this piece and grandmother's garden, that's something that resonates with me immediately. So this is very interesting how she drew from her own grandmother's garden, because if anybody knows grandmothers and gardens, that's one territory you do not play games with. So it just brings a sense of very seriousness as well as happiness. Because I do know that my grandmother's garden made my grandmother her most happiest, right? To be able to sit there and see the garden turn from spring to summer to fall. She would always bother me, take pictures. I need pictures of what it looks like. And she'd spend so much time out there. Interesting, too, because not sure if it is a photo or not a photo or a collage or it just worked out this way, but I kind of feel like there is a presence of someone in the photo. I feel like got the two shoulders. I feel like there's either a bra or a dress that comes V. And then even right here in the center here, I feel like these are her lips. But then, the flowers are intertwined and there's a necklace going on underneath the neck. And so it's always tough when we don't have the artist because we have to take it under our own interpretations, right? But, just some of the things that I see when I'm looking at someone's work of art. So so many different things come into play here. I got so many questions and we don't have her, right? But, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one influenced by my grandparents and art. So interesting piece. Not sure if we have anything left to say about Nikki.
No, I think, yeah, just that, she's a really amazing person in this space, has been around for a long time and such a big supporter of artists. So if you don't know who she is, definitely give her a follow as well.
Okay. I'm going to bring up her page here so you guys can see her links. Give me 1 second while I do this. This is her page. We don't have any other links on her page, huh? So I guess X. I do know that she is on Instagram.
She's on Instagram. Right? She's on Foundation. She's on Maker's Place. I think, a lot of artists go through lots of different things at different times and sometimes take away their links for different reasons. But she is around. I think she's just taking a little bit of a step back at the moment. Life happens to us all, doesn't it? But, her work is on Foundation, etc. And she's on X on Instagram for sure.
I'm going to attempt to bring her up on Instagram as well. Looks like it's working. Let's see. So at least you guys have two different places where you can reach out to her and find her. Here we go. All right. So this is her IG as well. Yeah, okay. And she does have a link to her ETH, which can't be reached. But we have her IG up, and we also have her... No, that's not it. We also have her X up. So her IG and her X.
I'm sorry, Mark. Can I mention something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nikki also curated a wonderful collection on Nifty Gateway. I think it was 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. If I can find the link, I would love to share it. It was amazing collaboration, and I'm still very grateful because one of my pieces was also curated by her. So that was an amazing event.
Okay. Thank you, Kat, for dropping that in. Okay. All right, guys. What do we got? 4:15. Look at that. Right on time. Let me do a quick outro for Nikki, and then I'm going to come back, and we are going to close up the show. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up the super community will be the last thing that we do. But we're going to bring up the links that you had sent me I want to bring up your, let's see, what do we got? I want to bring up your censored gallery on Cyber. I want to bring up the Freedom Gallery. I want you to talk about those. I'm also going to bring up this glitch art guy that I found to be fascinating. But give me 1 second to, let me close out real quick here. Let me bring you back to reset, right? Okay, let me bring you back here. Reset. All right, let me bring you back this gallery. Good. Double guest, full guest, main camera. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Hang on. All right, guys. So you just got to see Nikki's work of art. You can find her on the two links that I showed. You could also find her on X at Nikki Lay Sunshine 1, NIKILE Sunshine SUNSHINE 1. You can find her there on X. You could also find her on Instagram at the links that I showed. So you guys got a chance to see the 7 artworks that have been displayed in the Super Community Gallery. I want to congratulate all the artists for the exhibition and being part of the gallery and being part of the show. It's just a quick reminder, right? Not everybody is quick to jump in front of the camera. Not everybody is there's lots of reasons why guests, we have some guests, we don't have some guests, but we never want to take away the fact that we still have the 10 to 15 minutes of opportunity to present someone's art. A lot of people get nervous about these shows. I think this is our 11th show now with Community. Normally the HOP shows focus on artists that we highlight on Mondays and Fridays, but we started doing these community shows, and we were worried about how these community shows would be received because sometimes we're missing a few artists. And I didn't think that was a reason not to do them, and neither did Sketch. We just had to, and neither did Shira. We just had to figure out a way how to kind of bob and weave around that. And so I think we did that very successfully this show, which I'm very proud of, because a lot of times people, well, we don't have the artists, we can't, and I don't think that's a reason not to do it. We can still sit here and successfully talk about their works of art, and there's no reason not to bring attention to their works of art. So this show was a little bit different than our normal shows. We did not have all of our artists, but nonetheless a successful one, because we got a chance to show their art, speak about their art, share our perspectives of their art. And just because that artist wasn't here doesn't mean they weren't here in spirit, and doesn't mean that we shouldn't bring attention to their art or them as an artist. So I just want to say, might have been a little bit of different of a show because you're not used to not seeing some artists, but we've had successful shows like this before, and once again, it's nice to add another successful show to the roster. On that note, we're going to bring Reset back up. I think we might still have Riri out there, and we do have Kat out there. We're going to bring up the two galleries right now. We're going to show you the galleries for the 2D community. All right. Let's bring those up real quick. We'll have Reset talk about these. All right. Let me kind of move back here to full screen. We'll drop this back here. All right, Reset, you here?
Hi.
Okay.
I am.
All right. What I'm doing right now is I'm opening up the your censored gallery. Let me get myself all situated here so I make sure I display this properly.
Oh, Kat, I'm so impressed by your love hearts.
Let's do this. Let's bring this vertical. No, full art vert. There we go. Okay, we're gonna bring this up. Okay. I am. So you like On Cyber, huh?
I love On Cyber. I love the people who built On Cyber. I think they are a super supportive team, and they always support our galleries. They help like bring light to them. So I'm always grateful to them.
I remember in the very beginning, it was Spatial, and Spatial seemed to go more in the direction of gaming. And then I was introduced to On Cyber through the super community. And I just had loved everything that they did when it came to the super community. And then from there, I was just a fan of On Cyber. Not that much experience in any of these, but right now we are in your censored gallery. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about this?
Okay, I can't see it. I'm on my phone, so this is going to be from memory. You know, like I said, this was, God, a long time ago, and it was when Roe versus Wade was overturned in the USA. I'm in Australia at the moment. I'm not in the USA, so it's not. You know, I wasn't there, but there was a lot of anger. And people felt very helpless. What can we do? So I suggested we put on an exhibition and we let art speak. You know, we're not necessarily going to make a change, but it helps to channel some of that energy in a way that is positive. So we put on this exhibition and a lot of the people, some people weren't part of it. Of course, you know, that's fine, everyone has their own opinions, but it was a really great exhibition. There was quite a bit. I think, is there like 50 artists in that exhibition, if I can remember? Something like that.
There is a decent amount of artworks in here, I would say.
Yeah. A lot of the people have now left or are no longer active in the space, but we had some amazing people take part. I think we had a huge space, if I remember correctly. It might have even been one of the first exhibitions we did. No, it wasn't the first. I'm lying to you. I don't think it was the first. The 2D one was the first, but this was the second exhibition I think we put on. It was huge. We had a big space for it. It was like a huge space. And considering we're talking about what some people would consider a controversial topic, it was amazing because it shone light to how people felt. I think we had some people sell from a direct result of the actual exhibition and the spaces. So it was a great feeling because it meant that, you know, as an artist, putting on an exhibition in real life, you need money, you need backing. It's a huge amount of work, you know, a huge amount of money. The fact that we can now get a online gallery that is free to use, you just basically gather as many artists as you want around. I mean, 50 artists in one place to put on in real life is enormous. We were able to do that online, hold our own spaces like an exhibition opening. It just means that you can do stuff that isn't possible in real life and actually shine light on artists. And you do not have to be an artist who has like 200,000 followers. You don't have to be this huge artist. Anyone can do it. And that's what I would say. If you feel like you are not being seen, or you feel that you have something to say, or you feel that you want to shine light on any topic or anything, you know, there are so many ways you can do it, and you can do it online, and it's not that hard to do. So it's great that we have these opportunities in this space.
Yeah, no, preach, Reset, because
I know I'm a bit preachy, aren't I?
no, but this is something that I think needs to be preached about, because I don't think people understand the power of these on cyber or spatial exhibits, right? It's an art show where you don't have to pay for tickets. You don't have to fly all around the world, right? It's you're trying to get artists together. All you have to do is click on a link, be somewhere at a certain time, certain point in time, certain place, and then, you know, hey, look, we're all going to meet in this little link right here. And the next thing you know, you have artists from all around the world, everywhere, all tuning in, all their artworks on display. And you can't say that you're not in here walking around looking at these things like you feel like it's a real gallery. You know,
Blown away, right? And
yeah.
that's it. I think people, you know what? People moan about being powerless, both in real life and here in this space. One of the things I would always say is that you're not as powerless as you think. You know, everyone has power. It's just about using it, about using your voice, and about doing things and maybe thinking differently. So I think don't think you are powerless. There's always something you can do. And if you can't do it yourself, find people that you can do it with. There is always someone around who will help you, even when it feels that it won't. And find those people, find the people who are going to be there with you, supporting and cheering you on to do these things. And if you can't find them, come to us. We'll cheer you on. We'll help you.
All right. All right. Yeah. No. I always this is the shit that I always talk about. And hang on, I got 3 links. So I got the 2D showcase. Is that a different gallery?
That's a different one. They're all different galleries, some
Okay.
of the same artists. I think that was absolutely the first one that we actually put on as a 2D community. Again, it was sort of big. It doesn't look quite as pretty, I think, as the other ones, because as a decentralized way, I let people just go in and throw their artworks around. And I wanted them to choose the position that they wanted, tried to make it as decentralized as possible. So it was a learning process.
Okay. I'm walking around in the 2D gallery right now. Someone is in here with me.
Oh, look at the amazing artists, right? Like how much beautiful, and a lot of these people have left, but their artwork is still there, right? And it's still shining. And none of these galleries have been taken down. We haven't taken any of those down. And that 2D one might be from late 21 or early 22. I mean, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, I try to. I mean, I think what Sketch and Shira and the Super Community has done, but not just them. I mean, I see what the Moon Mars Project has done. I see how and then now On Cyber has just released their version 2 of which looks even more gamified and more fun. Who knows? Maybe now you could have people searching around for art and checking art. There's just so many ways now for a person to sign in. If you're an artist, right, and you want to pitch an idea or a collection. Maybe you want to pitch that to a real life gallery. Maybe you don't have the money. To put something like that together. Maybe you're an unknown artist, but you decide that maybe you want to put something together in one of these worlds. And what a better way to pitch, hey, look, this is an idea that I have. I shot 12 women in food. And so I want to put a gallery on where it takes place in a huge apple. And the artworks hang out in an apple, a physical gallery for maybe Art Basel or NFT NYC or any type of art show. And now you have the ability to really bring that pitch or that idea to real life. But even more than that, this is like a calling card, a business card. Check out my work. Check out, and then once again, it's very difficult. A lot of it, I remember when I used to work in the film festival. Our budgets for bringing in the artists, we had that's where we spent most of our money. Plane tickets, putting people up, bringing in the artists, bringing in the directors, bringing in the actors, all to bring them together. But if you don't have a budget like that, if you don't have someone backing you, if you're not in existence in the art world, not that easy to do. Well, not until now, right?
Yeah, so one of the things, Punk 6529
I don't
and
want to interrupt you, but I'm in the Freedom Gallery now, just so you're aware. That's all.
So the gallery, the big, where all the different communities are in that. So the 2D community has a space in the big gallery, and each individual artist, so I don't know how many, 30 artists or something, have their own little individual galleries within that. So like you said, it's communities meeting the individual, so the whole system gets connected. And that's something, like you said, is much harder to do in real life unless you have backing, money, etc. But here we can do that so much easier.
Yeah, yeah, and there's so much more power in this. And imagine the days where people don't realize the future, right? Because I often say an artist, okay, so many people come into the NFT space and they think like if they don't sell, it's the end all be all, right? I didn't sell my work of art. But hey, there's video game creators here now. You have PFP projects like a kid called Beast or the Apes. They're creating these little digital worlds, these digital universes. You have Sketch and Shira creating the SUPERCOMMUNITY galleries where they're bringing so many the Ohm Gallery. Is that, did you just mention the Ohm Gallery? Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, is the Punk 6529
Okay.
has a huge museum, I think, gallery. Yeah, so, and then different communities have a section in that. So the 2D has a section within that where you can go in, and within that you basically have each individual artist's own gallery. So you have a on cyber of, say, I don't know, 12 pieces of artwork for each individual artist within a whole huge museum. And that's an amazing thing to do.
The hang on, I'm gonna bring you up, bring you back here for a second. Yeah, so there's so much opportunity here where, I mean, think about the future, right? Yeah, there's so much in the metaverse now at this point in time. You can get your, what if you were to cut a deal with a video game maker where your art was in the walls of the video games, right? Maybe at this crucial part where you're fighting the end beast, and now your art becomes part of that world. I think people, think I didn't sell my art, right? And then that's the end of it. But there's so much more here in these worlds. And you've seen that, and you've taken advantage of it because you've created these on cyber galleries, which I have always ranted and raved about from the first time I saw a spatial gallery, right? And so it's nice that you have created these exhibitions and you have taken advantage of that. Reset, a little bit about you guys, where to find you guys, where to find your gallery. Your gallery. Where to find you guys as far as a community. Is there a community page? How do they find you? How do they reach out to you? What do you look for when you do you accept anyone? Maybe you could just give people a little breakdown of how your community works and how they can find you if they want to be a part of you, and so forth and so on.
So there is a Twitter page. I'll be honest, it's not very active. I have, yeah. So if you want to be part of our community, just DM me. We are very open. We accept, anyone. We're not a closed community. We do not gatekeep. We just want people who are supportive and will support back. So yeah, if you feel that you are lost in this space and you need some help, that is exactly what this community is out to do. It's about lending a supporting hand. So just reach out. If you don't reach out to me, reach out to someone else who's in the community. You don't have to come directly through me. We're not trying to gatekeep. This is about supporting. But if you're friends with Kat, reach out to Kat. If you're friends with Riri, reach out to Riri. It doesn't have to be through me in particular. It doesn't matter. Just find someone who, if you feel that you need support, and will let you in.
Okay, awesome. Real quick, so two more. We got two more questions, and then you guys have completed a successful show for your community, which is I think is awesome because I was jumping in messages and I was like, I don't like when people say no and the artists are not here. I don't take no for an answer because I think that there's always a way to pull off a show, And it would have bothered me if you didn't, because now you have this great piece of content that really highlights who you guys are, what you stand for, and how what your community has done, and you kind of left this digital footprint that you're still here and you're still moving forward. Reset. Maybe you could leave us with some words of inspiration as a community leader, as a person who has been here through the bull, through the bear, now back to the bull. And just from a community standpoint, Reset. This is your moment of inspiration, right? So why don't you take it from here?
That's a bit too much pressure. My moment of inspiration. I mean, the only thing I want to say, I think the only thing I would say, the thing I've learned the most is making sure that you have friends and people in this space because the space I think at the moment is growing and is very particular. So people outside of it don't necessarily understand it as much as the people in it. So have people that you can rely on, that will support you, that will be there to hold your hand through the good and especially the bad. And don't give up. If you need to go and make money to live, absolutely do that. Don't feel pressured. I think one of the key things as well is don't listen to what people are saying. You are going to get, especially in the bull, we had so many people with lovely profile pics telling us exactly what we could and couldn't do as artists. And I would say that's absolute bullshit. Do what you want as an artist. Art is about freedom, it's about creativity, and it's about breaking down all boundaries. So do not be boxed in by people's not necessarily educated opinions, and they are opinions. People will act as experts and no one is. So listen to yourself and ride that bull.
Okay, awesome. Reset. You guys have finished the show. I have one more question that I need you guys to answer. And you have a few minutes to do that while I send out the last goodbye and just update everybody on the next shows. So I'm going to close out the show. But the last question I have from you guys is you have to choose a song to close out the show on, something that represents you guys. It could be an artist's song. It could be any song that you guys feel really represents you. And then we're going to close out the show on that song. We're going to do it to the Super Community Gallery. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to show everybody a little exhibit. And then we're going to wave goodbye to all you guys. You guys are free to go after that, but I do need the song. So if you can come up with a song and drop that link into the chat, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes from now, 3 minutes.
Guys, God, what song? Help!
I thought Mark already told you that before.
Okay.
Mark, you forgot to tell. Oh my
I didn't
God.
know.
I forgot to tell you guys two things yesterday because we all rushed out of the meeting. One of the things is don't forget to say hello to everybody in group chat in while the show's going on, and we're gonna need a song to end on. And I forgot those two things. I was gonna write them, and you know what I said? Oh, I'll tell them before the show tomorrow. And it's like, yeah, that was not a good idea because I was busy getting the show up online. But
I'm named after a song. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
There we go. Let me give you the link. Hold on.
Drop the link in the DMs. All and right. Reset if you guys all agree upon that song, right? But just drop the link. I'm gonna close out the show. I'll be right back to say goodbye to you guys. Hang on. Okay, guys. All right. So that is the 2D community. You had a chance to meet the 2D community founder and manager, which is Reset. You guys got a chance to see all their works of art that were submitted to the Super Community Gallery, the Linked by Art, Linked by Love 06 show. You guys got a chance to meet Reset and their 7 artists, Snekatoshi, Riri, Mel Z, Q, which is Zoe, Claire, Catalina, Reset as an artist, and then also Nikki. We're going to show you that little, you guys saw the little on cyber display of all their artworks. We're going to bring that up now while we say goodbye and show their links before we end the show. On that note, no AI show today, maybe next week. Still working on them. We still got more community shows. We have all our shows set for next week. And then Friday. Yeah, we have shows on Friday. So Jackie from the Can community, who you guys saw, I think they were the first community show to come on to trust us to do one of these community shows. They will be broadcast. Jackie was one of the founders along with Viorica. So Jackie and Viorica will both be coming on this month as solo artists to do spotlights on them. So you will be meeting Jackie on Friday. And then after we do that, of course, that's 9 a.m. because that's HOP East. After that, we have a space, which is TGIF with my co-hosts, Sun and Alina. And you guys know how much I enjoy TGIF. So hopefully I'll see all you guys on Friday. That'll be the next show. And then I'll see you guys on Spaces. So we're going to go close out now. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and saying hello. I'm going to go through all the links. Sorry we could not get up on Facebook and IG. But that didn't make sense to postpone or not do the show because we know how much Web3 loves X. So it made sense to keep moving forward. And to everybody out there on Twitch, nice to see all you guys again. We will probably end up adding Twitch to the streams. So 5, 6, 5, 4, 5. We'll have 5 live streams going. On that note, I'm going to move back over here to the computer. I'm going to bring up the Super Community Gallery and the websites. And I'm going to bring up these guys so they could all say goodbye one more time. Let's get these guys up here. All right, everybody here? Everybody is here. All right, guys. This is your chance to say goodbye and pop in one last time for everybody. Let me take reset off pin so everybody can pop up and say goodbye. On the same note, I'm going to bring up the Super Community Gallery. There we go. All right. 2D Community. Let me bring up the, there we go. Okay, 2D Artists. Awesome. All right, guys. Kat, Riri, Reset. Say goodbye to everyone.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. And don't miss the next show. Okay?
Oh, awesome. Okay, guys. Let me, I'm a little all over the place here. Here we go. All right, Kat. Kat, thank you for coming on. Riri, thank you for coming on. Reset, thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to jump in here in the chat and okay, I got two links to 2 songs. We're gonna play both of them, yeah. Let's do both of them. Let's see. We're gonna get clipped on copyright issues anyway with these. So
I'm easy. I don't mind which song we play, to be honest. It's all good.
Rihanna, all right, we'll start here.
Put us under pressure and we overperformed.
It doesn't matter, yo. It's you guys put on a very successful show, so congratulations to you guys. You know, I would have been upset if you guys would have chose the other path, which was no. But you guys decided to go ahead and move forward, and so now, yes, we have a very successful show. So I'm gonna say goodbye to all you guys. I'm gonna open up this. I'm also gonna open up your pages. Let's see. Let me get this. Let me get that. Let me get the music going. All right, guys. Oh yeah, one last thing I wanted to do. Hang on, let me do it. I'll do this live on screen. Let's see. If you didn't find them already, reset. Glitch artist wood carver sculptures. Let's see if we can find him. I knew he would come right up. Okay, so yeah, this guy has been killing it. Let's see if I could find him directly. Is this him? Paul Capteen Wood Sculptures. This has got to be him. Yeah, this has got to be him. So his name is Paul Capteen. Paul Capteen Warps. Yeah. And so these are some of his sculptures. This is some of his glitch art. This is not the most, he has more impressive stuff. This might have been in the very beginning. Let's see if we can find images of more of his impressive stuff. Here we go. I'm hoping that I got all the screens open. Yeah. I'm going to drop this link so you guys can check it out let me, hang on one sec. I got so many screens open. All right, there you go, Reset. I'm sending you the Google link. That will bring you to all of his art if you're not seeing it on screen or you want to see it later. But pretty wild stuff. And now I was never a glitch art guy, but when somebody brings up glitch art, this is the first art that I think about. Is this guy's art, and just the fact that he carves this out of sculptures and wood is mind-blowing. Because for me, sculpturing is a mind-blowing thing to begin with. So to be able to do sculptures with glitch art on top of it, I don't know, man. That's like another realm of reality for me. So I think this is pretty cool stuff. Yeah, definitely deserves some attention. So don't mind bringing it to your show. On that note, guys, it's been a great show. Thank you for coming. You guys are free to go. I'm going to close out, and we're going to play some music. We're going to go through some of your links. And I appreciate you guys for doing the show. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for having us. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Great job, guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Reset. You guys did a great job. So looking forward to the next one. All right, guys. I will see you in Spaces, and I will see you in Web3. And who knows, I might even see you in an on-cyber gallery. Till the next time. Fleetwood Mac.
This is a song about a witch. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and the witch you love will love her. She
All right, before we close out, guys, let me say goodbye to all you guys. Let me find where all of these guys tuned in. All right, here we go. Linked by Art. Always a pleasure to see you guys. Sketch in the box. Willie, nice to see you make it over to X. Make it here more often. Welcome to the show. Who else we got? We got Riri in here. We got Catalina in here. I know we had some new viewers. Sincere. Gabrielle. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, we got this is resets page. It's got Snekatoshi on this episode.
Taken by the sky.
On that note, guys, see you guys on the next show.
Yeah, bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle. Yeah, said my happiness is all of your misery. I put good dick all in my kidneys. This small gel don't come with no jealousy. My illness don't come with no remedy. I am so much fun without Hennessy. They just want my love and my energy. You can't talk no shit without penalties. Bitch, I'm in your shit if you send for me. I'm going to glow up one more time, trust me. I have magical foresight. You gon' see me sleeping in courtside. You gon' see me eating 10 more times, ugh. You can't take that bitch nowhere, ugh. I look better with no hair, ugh. Ain't no sign I can't smoke here, ugh. Yeah. Give me the chance and I'll go there. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle. Yeah, said pop make money, now you try, bitch. You could use a revamp with a new vibe, sis. I don't need a big feature or a new sidekick. I don't need a new fan, cause my boo like it. I don't need to wear a wig to make you like it. I'm a two-time bitch, you ain't knew I'd win. Throw a shot like you tryna have a foot fight then. All my ops waiting for me to be you, I bet. Said I got drive, I don't need a car. Money really all that we fiending for. I'm doing things they ain't seen before. Bands ain't dumb, but extreme is all. I'm a demon lord, fall off what, I ain't seen the horse. Called your bluff, better cite the source. Fame ain't something that I need no more. Cause bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle.
See all you guys next show. Till then, thank you for watching. Peace. Keep creating art, y'all.